Hey everybody, what's up? Today is December 31st. It's the last day of 2020, which has been a brutal year for everybody. You don't need me to tell you that. But 2021, I want it to be one of the most productive years of my life. And if you are interested in doing that too, I've got a cool little concept, something that I created today that I think you're going to really like. Now, one of the things that I think is super important when you're planning out your goals and trying to accomplish things is to measure it. The problem is that it's kind of hard to do that. I've used different things in the past, like journals like this. I forget which one this one's called, but I bought all of them. This is the Best Self Journal. It's good, but I wanted something electronic. I wanted something that I could actually type in every day. So I'm using a tool called TypeForms. It's a really awesome little software. I use it for like 1,000 different things, but in this video, I'm going to show you how I'm using it to create an accountability form that I fill out every night to reflect on my goals and reflect on the progress I made, the things that I learned, stuff like that. And I'm going to show you how to do it, and you can customize it as much as you want. Your goals will be different than mine. The things that you want to measure are going to be different than mine. But like Peter Drucker says, what gets measured gets managed. And I think that this is probably one of the best ways I could think of to actually measure what you're doing. And you can customize as much as you want if you don't like the way that I did it. But I'm going to show you how. Typeform is a paid software. There is a free plan and you might be able to get by with it. I'm not an affiliate for it or anything. It is awesome. Like I said, I use it for other stuff. But if you want to go with a free approach, you can do that too. You can use Google Forms. It's a good free option, and you can pretty much do everything that I'm doing. It'll just look a little bit different. But let's get into my computer. I'm going to show you what I made, how I'm using it, and how you can do the same thing. All right, let's go. Last video of 2020. Okay, so here is Typeform. Again, if you want to check the pricing, they do have a free plan. I pay for this professional plan, which is like $390 or something a year. It's worth it for me, but they do have a free plan. And like I said, you can also use Google Forms if you want to go with a free option. Totally get it. You don't need this. I just like the way it looks. It's really cool on mobile, and I'm already paying for it. So that's why I'm using it. But here's some of the dozens of forms I've created over the years. But let's go here. I'm going to show you the one I've already created. It's called Daily Goals and Achievements. I'm not going to show you like actually making every single step. I'm just going to show you the highlights. So when I start, basically what I'm able to do is edit all of the different questions that I want to ask myself, right? And let's go through and I'll actually show you the final form and actually filling it out. So this is going to be my URL. So every time that I want to fill it out, I'm going to just go to that. And if you're using a regular browser like Safari or Chrome, you can go ahead and just pin that tab so it will be there every night. And I'm going to fill out mine every night. You might want to do something where you're filling it out like, let's say every morning, whatever it is you want to do. But it comes up powered by Typeform, and it is going to start off by asking me these questions. It's asking me to rate my day overall. So I'd be in bed or about to go to bed. I'd pull up my phone, pull up my tablet, whatever I'm going to do this on, and then I'd rate my day. So let's say that my day overall, let's say it was an 8. How would you rate your progress towards your business goals? So I want to ask myself that every day. I've got 3 different things I'm asking. I'm asking about business goals, health and fitness goals, and then personal relationship goals, like things with my family, friends, stuff like that. I think those are the 3 big important ones for me. Yours might be different. You're welcome to copy this exactly if you want. But let's just fill in these. Let's call them 7 or 8. How many hours of deep work did you complete? So now this is an example of something that I can create a text answer to. So one of the things that I measure for my own productivity is the amount of deep work that I did. And I count deep work as just dedicated focus to one thing, just a linear approach to trying to knock off one specific task for that day or for that little amount of work time. So I'll usually do them in increments like Pomodoros or 45 minutes on, 15 minutes off. And really, I've found that the correlation between the amount of deep work I do and the amount of productivity I have and the quality of productivity I have is directly correlated. If you want to learn more about deep work, there's a great book on the topic called Deep Work by Cal Newport. He's an awesome guy, genius when it comes to productivity and maximizing our output. So let's say that I had 4 hours of deep work, which would actually be really good. If you work 8 hours a day, it's very rare that you're getting more than 4 hours of deep work in. A lot of people don't even get a single hour of actual deep work in every day. So the more you do it, you'll see a direct correlation in your success, I think. What's your biggest accomplishment today? Let's say filming this YouTube video. All right, just for an example. So this is a test form example that I created where I can actually fill in as long as I want. So when you're creating this, you can do short text, which is going to limit it to just a couple of characters, or you can do long text. If you don't know which it should be, just use long text. There's really no difference. So these right here, as you see, this first one was short text and this one is long text. And I can come in here as I'm doing it and I can edit these if I want, blah, blah, blah. But why would I want to? Also be careful once you create your form. I'm going to show you how I'm connecting it to Google Sheets. So if you edit these after you've made it, it can get a little bit messy. So I recommend that you set it and then keep it if possible. If not, it's not a big deal. You don't want to have the wrong form and fill it out for the year just because you don't want to go back. But try to get it right the first time if you can. Okay, so now let's go back to the actual form. Click OK. What was your biggest failure today? I think this is important. I'll just put blah for now. List all your wins today. Here I could put a bunch of different stuff as long as I want. I recommend that you do take time and fill this in with some intention. Give it the focus it deserves. Don't try to rush through it like I am for the sake of brevity in this video. Take some time and really reflect on it. But for now, we're just going to put some random letters. For me, this is where I start putting in my personal goals. So one of my goals is to finish my book by March. So to do that, I have to write 1,000 words every day. So for me, I'm just going to have a yes or no answer here. So the answer is yes. Did you exercise for at least 30 minutes today? Another one of my goals, just click yes or no. Did you help someone else today? This is a big thing that I like to have because you kind of have to be mindful of it. Like, I think that the amount of success that you have is related to how much success you can help other people have. So for me, I tried to deliberately help someone in the best way possible. And for me, usually that's helping them with their business because that's kind of my biggest value that I can bring to someone's life is help them with their finances. I'm not like a counselor or anything, so I don't really have a ton of other value to give there. But it might be something else. It might be like helping somebody, move or taking a friend out who's having a hard time or something like that. Did you meditate today? This is another one of mine. I know meditation is a little bit corny. Some people don't like it. I'm into it. Just 10 minutes a day. Nothing crazy. Let's just put yes. Did you spend at least 30 minutes reading or learning today? I think it's important to at least, watch 30 minutes of educational YouTube videos in your field or something like that. This doesn't have to be business related. It could be something, just a passion project, but I think that it's super important to continually learn. So that's another yes or no example. And then right here, I put, what did you actually learn? And what I find with this sort of question is that actually, as I'm learning, I'm trying to think and keep it in my head. Like, okay, I'm going to use that as my answer for what I actually learned today. So you'll find a lot of times you'll just read or watch videos kind of mindlessly. And if you don't really keep track of it, like what you actually learned, you don't really learn as much, I've found. Anyway, you might be different. Okay. What are you grateful for tonight? I think gratitude is super important. Again, some people might think these things are corny, but this is what I find valuable. So for me, I'll put healthy family, right? Doesn't really get more important than that. What's your biggest goal for tomorrow? I think going to bed, knowing what the first thing I'm going to accomplish tomorrow, I'm going to try to accomplish is a big deal. So I'll just put edit this video because I want to get this video out. Okay, so tomorrow, if I edited this video and get it published, I will be off to a good start. And that will be my big goal for tomorrow, right? And then I'll click submit. Done, your information was sent perfectly. And if I want to do it again, I can just reload the form the next day. So making that is very easy. You just go to create a new form. You can edit the background. You can choose all these different types of questions. So down here, I can do add a new question. You have tons of options, welcome screen, thank you screen. If it's just for you, you don't need those. Multiple choice, phone number. Like I said, this is used for a ton of different things. I use this for onboarding. I use this actually even for lead magnets. I've made some calculators and cool stuff with it. It's really cool. Picture choices, opinion scale, rating. I like to use the rating for kind of giving my day a score. date, number, drop down. I could have put number for the deep work, but it doesn't really make a difference as long as you put an actual number there. Just have to have a consistency. Like if I put the number 5, I'm not going to type out 5, F-I-V-E, because I'll show you why in a second. And those are pretty much going to be the only ones that you're going to really need. There's other stuff you can do. You can get really complex with it if you'd like. You don't have to. You can create logic. So like if you do, if you answer a certain question one way, it'll show you another question related to it. Or you can get really complex. I'm not going to spend time with that on this video though, because you don't need it. I didn't use it. That's pretty much it. And you can edit the design, make it as friendly on the eyes as possible. I'm having mine with a dark background because I'm doing it when I'm going to bed. I kind of want it to get me in the mood to go to sleep. I wouldn't use like this taxi bright yellow form. You can also set images in the background. I've got a really faint image there with a pretty high opacity, just a funny little image with a rocket ship and some paper and stuff. But what I did do is I connected my form to a Google Sheet. So every time that I fill it out, it's going to actually document the answer here inside of Google Sheets. And you can connect Google Forms with Google Sheets obviously very easily because they're both Google tools. So if you are using Google Forms, you can do the same exact thing. Okay, so this will basically give me a bunch of information. And as I go throughout the year, I've got some other cool stuff I'm going to be working on. I've put in some spark lines here. So it's basically going to show me the progress. So let's say that you do not have to do this. This part's just because I'm an Excel nerd. So let's say I put, and again, don't edit these too much. I'm gonna have to delete these after I put them in. But when I fill those in, it's gonna edit the progress bar. So it's actually gonna show kind of how it's going day by day. But that's just an extra thing, totally extra. You do not have to do that. And actually I'm gonna delete this because that was just an example. So the next one will come and fill in that line. So that's how I'm using it, guys. And again, I can use this on mobile. It's going to be really smooth on mobile. It looks great. Definitely check it out. Again, I'm not an affiliate for it or anything, but it's an awesome tool. And I think even if you're just using paper or if you're using one of these journals or whatever it is, I think that measuring every day and reflecting on your day is probably the best thing that you can do if you want to ensure constant progress towards your goals. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will see you in the next video, hopefully in a couple of weeks.